Now, the new iPhone X is available today, and keen Apple fans have had the chance to pre-order the new handset, and there may very well be long lines of eager buyers as stores open this morning around the country, hoping to be among the first to get their hands on the new device.
The cost of a new iPhone, however, is very expensive, just shy of £1,000. In fact, Apple's chief executive Tim Cook said pre-orders for the 10th anniversary smartphone were off the charts. So, is it all a ploy to make us spend more money, or is the latest technology really worth investing in?
Well, joining us on the line now is Mal Fletcher, social futurist and global innovative speaker. Mal, is the new iPhone much different from the old one?
Good morning, Rosie. Good question. Look, it's not that much different. The technology is not that much of a step up on earlier models. Essentially, people aren't buying it because of any huge advances in the tech. They're buying it because, as one reviewer put it, we want one. You know, it's not a question of need so much. It's about emotion, especially what MTV once called FOMO, the fear of missing out. People don't like to feel they're behind the curve with their favourite gadgets because tech plays such a central role in our lives.
There's clearly a huge demand for this, though. What is driving people to just want the very latest thing?
Well, John, I think, tech doesn't just help us do things anymore. These days it helps define who we are, in a sense, and helps us declare our values to the world. I mean, technology isn't just about microchips anymore. It's about being part of a narrative. We want the latest gadgets partly because we're influenced by what's called social acculturation, the pressure to belong. That's why Apple product launches are always such dazzling events. I mean, they're meant to say, you don't just need this product, you need to belong to this very attractive community. You need to plug into this story or this cause. So it's about narrative as much as it is about technology.
So there's clearly huge demand here, and you mentioned that phrase FOMO, the fear of missing out. That normally has been associated with things like not being invited to parties or not being invited to the same events. You're saying that translates down to sort of the technology we're holding in our hands, what's in our bags, coat pockets too?
Yes, it does, and in part because it's not just in our bag, is it? I mean, we've made essentially these technologies a part of our physiology today. One study recently showed that most Brits won't let their phone more than 3 metres out of their sight at any given time. And part of that is because we rely on machines to help do our thinking for us. We want to seed arithmetic to machines, first of all, then we gave up navigation to sat-navs, then spelling in favour of predictive text. More and more of our relationships now are via screens. So we're more than ever tech-reliant, and we're looking for what we call transactional relationships with our phones. We don't remember so much what we learn on the internet anymore. We remember where we found it. So we rely on Pocket or Evernote in the phone to remember the information. And because it's not stored in our memories, it doesn't always produce benefits in terms of innovation later on. So machines essentially are helping us think today.
How can we not get so wrapped up in this consumer culture? What should be our attitude?
Well, I think we need to humanize the digital, to be honest. And that can essentially just mean creating tech-free zones or times in our lives to remind ourselves essentially that gadgets are great servants but very poor masters. I was reading not long ago, the Bank of America, which is the largest organization of its kind in the United States, did a study, took 90 of its key workers, gave them badges with little sensors in them, and just tracked their movements for a week. They found at the end of the week the ones who produced the most were the ones who mingled the most, and that led them to change all of their coffee and lunch break structures to make it, more tech-light. So I think in many ways we just need to humanize the digital times, at meal times, for example, where we don't have phones turned on with the family. When we're trying to talk to someone at a restaurant, we're not tweeting under the table. We're doing old-fashioned biometrics, reading their facial signals. So we have to decide essentially who's the slave in this relationship with technology. Is it me or is it the gadget?
Mal Fletcher, social futurist and global innovation speaker, thank you so much for your time this morning. That's news. The new iPhone X is out today.